Interesting conversation in studio between Nerima, Ken, and I, and we'd like to rope you in. It's time for Social Watch. My voice goes off, and rather my mic goes off and your voice comes on. We want to take a look at some of the feedback that you've been sending us, and Nerima and Ken will be reacting to some of the feedback that you have sent us. Okay, and it says, let me just click here and see. Okay, technology. Today, it's not on our side. The question was, do you think celebrity politics can translate into good political governance, and why? So we ran a poll on Twitter, and 13% of Kenyans on Twitter think yes, but 87% of Kenyans on Twitter think no. So let's just sample some of the views and the feedback that people sent. This is WhatsApp. Is there a way we could get this? Okay, so it says no, they enter into politics because they are pressured to do it, not by passion for leadership. Again, politics is all about how popular you are. So celebrities enter into politics to win popularity. Ken?
I totally agree. I think it's for the celebrity themselves and the party behind the celebrity.
Nerima?
Yeah, I agree.
Nerima is in agreement. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. At Pauline Ajwang says, no, I think people will relate more to celebrity behavior than work. Many a times we love celebrities, but don't even know some of the things they have done for people. We adore them personally, that they are rather payback to community, rather than their payback to the community. Nerima?
This is true. Sometimes even with celebrities, we don't even know why we like them.
Yeah, you just know them.
You just like them. And then if you're following them, it's social media, and we all know social media is fake.
Yeah, so it's one frozen moment, and you think that this is who this person is, this is what they stand for. And there was a time a really heated conversation came up, because there was the Global Citizen that came up in South Africa, and a particular group of celebrities were taken to South Africa because apparently they had been vocal about female genital mutilation and the girl child. Apparently it was just one Instagram post. And that made it look like they were the champion, yet the real people who were speaking about these issues were nowhere to be found. Yeah, makes sense. So let's take a look at another. At Patricia Boya says, no, I don't think being a celebrity equals understanding the people's needs. So far, I can't even point at anything Jaguar has done for Starehe constituency. Ken?
He bought a plane and painted it red. I know. It's true, but I saw on social media that he bought a plane, but I don't know how that plane. I think it's his personal. It was on a light note. So, but I agree. I don't think I've also witnessed anything that he's done that will impact the lives of the Starehe constituents.
Nerima, you're always in that political space, and being a young leader, you've definitely interacted with young leadership. Have they done anything, or what runs through their mind when they think about now working for their people?
Well, there's the Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association, the one where Honorable Sakaja now chairs.
Yeah.
They do try and form caucuses, but I wouldn't say that they work together. But I think that there's some who try. Not all of them are bad. Like there's Nesula Lisuda.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some who are not really in the limelight.
What has Nesula done so far?
For our community, I would say for girls, she supports them a lot in terms of even putting girls in schools and starting programs and things like that. Yeah.
And then Babu and Jaguar are fighting. Okay, let's take a look at another reaction. This is Conchella on Instagram says, no, and the wave is changing. Slowly, we are not voting for celebrity or family. Ask the people of Ugenya. Down there, they say Sirkal Matio. So I come from the lakeside, and just to translate Sirkal Matio, it means a functional government. Nerima?
I like it. And then this is what I was talking about in terms of people looking at the kind of representatives that they have, where we now have high turnover rates of people who are not really producing. People want services. And right now, when we're talking about county governments not having resources, it's going to be a lot more difficult for leaders to prove that they're doing the best that they can for their community. And so we're not going to have people who just come out of the whim because of their celebrityness being able to move to the next phase of another election.
Ken, Sirkal Matthew.
I think it should be patented, and a political party should run with that. It should be their tagline. But I agree. As in, it's even me where I stay, as in where I vote. I want to see my vote working for me.
Yes.
You know, I want to see my taxes working for me. When I am walking about, I want to see roads that are good. I want to go to a hospital that has medicine, doctors are working, nurses are working. You know, as in I don't have kids, but I would want my kids, when I'm blessed with kids, when they go to school, they don't have to take a break because teachers are on the streets on strike. Yeah. So I think, yes, we need to move to a functional government.
Let's take a look at another reaction here. And at Jane Nene says, yes, look at the likes of Mutula and Sakaja. They've been made celebrities by the media. However, they're very sober in terms of thought leadership at the Senate.
I think that Mutula is sober, and I think that Sakaja does try. He's one of those people, well, not in a bad way, because he hasn't been shown really negatively by media. And even when he does speak on the floor, he speaks sense. I've seen Honorable Sakaja speak for the young people, defending young people. And I do agree in the terms of our politicians being made celebrities.
Yeah.
And that's what I was arguing about earlier.
Okay. Ken?
Really, for me, the true test of whether Mutula or Sakaja have performed well, yes, I agree they're sober, they make sober judgments, but I want to see them pushing county bills at the Senate that will actually have an impact in the county. You know, as in, like in Nairobi, Sakaja represents Nairobi. I want him to come up with sober, so I want to see him pushing sober bills, you know, as in things that will make our lives easier, attract investments to Nairobi, you know, stuff like that. That's what I would want to see. And that for me would be the mark of whether a leader or an elected leader has actually, especially the Senate, has actually performed well.
Makes sense. And maybe just share a little bit of sobriety with his governor so that we can restore status quo in the county. Let's take a look at Danny Blesses. No. What has the popularity of Jaguar and Babu Owino done? Sinema ngumi tu walipigana, ni sura tu, hakuna kitu. Wacha hata nisiongele Sonko, sina pesa ya Panadol. Nerima, you can't laugh like that.
I'm sorry.
Your 2 cents?
Well, see, this is the thing. As much as Babu Owino, in fact, he was trending the other day, right, for something that he had said. Somehow he has a followership. That's the part that I'm not getting. Because he does. And he has a whole constituency of people who follow him and actually believe in his leadership. And the thing about our politics is the strategy. You have those who push the papers, they are making the decisions in boardrooms and things like that. Then you have the noisemakers. You know, it's almost like if we see Atwoli say something, we know it where it has come from, you know? So I feel like Babu Owino a lot of times is the mouthpiece. He does make a lot of noise, and it might look like it's just chaotic, but he's actually needed. Yeah.
You feel a need for him?
I don't, but I know his party does. I've seen him being used in terms of being influential in his party, and even right now he's the Secretary General for KYPA.
Ken?
I'm not a big fan of Babu, you know. At times I feel the things he says when he's addressing a crowd are a bit too, yes. I don't think a leader should say some of the things he says, especially if he's young and there are young people looking after him, you know, looking up to him. So for that reason, I feel for me, he doesn't pass my test of a good leader. But that post, I feel it underscores the frustration that people are going through. You know, it underscores the need for change in our leadership and the fact that celebrities don't necessarily make good leaders.
Now, before we wind up Social Watch, like we always say, this is the place where it's just your place to have your conversations and your voices heard. And in this new season, we promised you that we'll be bringing in new things. And now we want to cross over to a video comment from one of our viewers to share their insights before we wind up. Let's listen into that video.
Celebrity leadership take it, where you come from, what drives you into leadership is of essence. A case study is Liberia, where a former footballer, George Weah, rose to become the president. This is a person who has been playing football for the country, has been experiencing first-hand challenges that the citizens of that particular country are going through. But other case studies are also different, as they are driven by top politicians. They always want to drive their political scores. So they pull these celebrity guys or the celebs into an arena that they don't understand, and they give them money, they fund them into a system that they wholly don't have an idea of how it works. In that case, it's a journey that fades from the beginning.
Fades in the beginning. You take a toddler to medicine school and you expect them in the next 6 months they'll be able to do a cardiothoracic surgery.
You never know, maybe a miracle will happen.
That's a very optimistic place to live in, Nerima.
Well, I also feel like a lot of times, even when politicians get into power, they also go through class at Kenya School of Government. So it's not necessarily, okay. I feel Kenya is one of the only countries where we have very high standards of education to be able to enter political leadership, and we should learn that that doesn't necessarily mean good leadership. There are countries where even as much as a high school education, you can be a politician, and they make the best leaders. So I think we should change our perspective on what are the qualifications for a good leader.
Well, I don't know, but when they're in parliament, they're always talking about bills and more bills and whatever needs to be done and economies and the benchmarking. So if you're not well educated, how will you fit in that place? But that's a conversation for another day. We don't want people coming for us. But the key issue remains that Kibra is going into a by-election, and it might be treated as lightly as we always do. We focus on the sideshows, we focus on the games and the gimmicks, who has been given the ticket, who was where, Minor Commander is supporting who. But we forget that the most important people in this equation are the people of Kibra, who, if by any chance they do not get quality leadership up to 2022, the issues and the challenges in Kibra will remain standstill. And it means that the development of that place, the development of its people, and in general, the development of the country is stunted. So 30 seconds each. We'll start with you, Ken. I want you to look into camera 2 and just talk to the people of Kibra of why it's important that when they go to the ballot, they make the right choice, not in terms of phase, games and gimmicks, but in terms of leadership that can serve them.
My view would be, or my advice to the people of Kibra is just take a moment, look at what the Constitution provides under Chapter 6 and also the Leadership Act. Qualities of a leader have been outlined in that chapter. So look for a leader who is transparent, who is professional, accountable, who will be able to run economic affairs efficiently. I think those are the bare minimums that a leader should be able to provide to its constituents. So I would ask the people of Kibra, when you are going to the poll, look for a leader who at least has those qualities.
Nerima, as we wind up, from a young person's perspective, you've been in that space, you understand the needs of young people, you understand the political psychology of young people. They have fronted young candidates. What more do the people of Kibra need in terms of, we have the age, now what more can we get from you?
Well, by-elections are extremely difficult. The turnout is always very low, and it's an important decision to make, especially for the young people in Kibra, mainly because you have tasted good leadership. So it would be very difficult to go against that. So it's a very important moment for you to make sure that you select the best leader to continue with the good service that Honorable Ken Okoth had left behind. So I would say it's just like you knowing that there are people who want to use you, so you are aware. And that's why right now Kibra has 23 candidates. So you have a very important choice to make. And I would say see through all the nonsense and try and look for people who you can see a track record. I think that's the most important thing to look at.
Well, the laughing lady is not laughing anymore. She's saying, see through the nonsense and find the leader that suits you the most. Well, before we wind up, we always have honest conversations with each other, because if we don't, why the hell would we be doing debrief anyway? Look, we are always given budgets after every 5 years. You've worked for it. You've earned it through the sweat of your brow. You have a budget. You're walking into a showroom. you have enough money to buy your V8, to buy your Range Rover, to buy whatever expensive car you want. However, we, being typically Kenyans, we look for the shortcut, the easy way out. What do you get? A tuk-tuk. Look at the infrastructure in your country. And then, my friends, you take your tuk-tuk to your roads and you expect it to function like a V8. It has never happened. Like the people of Uganda say, Sirkal Matio. We hope and pray that that wave gets to Kibra. Until then, we'll wait and see. This has been Metropole Debrief on Ndero Ganga. We'll see you again next Thursday. Same place, same time. Good evening.